Ranking the top 10 most bizarre retired mascots in the history of the MLB. Honorable mentions go to Astrodillo and Astrojack. Homer the Brave, which was super bold, unbelievably bold. Eventually, they put a baseball over his head because they were like, this is a little insensitive, but I don't know if that was the right thing to do either. And lastly, Blooper, the old Padres mascot. At number 10, the baseball bug, the old Cleveland Indians mascot. They could have gone the Homer the Brave route, but they didn't, so props to them. But at the same time, nobody knew what this was supposed to be. Like, what is it? It's actually so horrid. I love it so much. At number 9, the Braves strike again, the bleacher creature, a literal shag carpet that lived in the stands and lurked around. He had no teeth, and I read multiple articles that said he smelled like rotten milk, which is insane. At number 8, Rally the Brave, another Atlanta Braves mascot. What are they doing? This is haunting. I feel like children had nightmares of this guy. Like, who greenlit a demon mascot? I do not know. At number 7, we have Gary Busey, the old Astros mascot. He would just ride around and stuff, I don't know. His real name's Chester Charge, and he obviously has nothing to do with the Astros, but I think they still use him in, like, scoreboard video graphics. At number 6 is Ribby and Rhubarb, which apparently every single White Sox fan in the world despised them. I don't really know why, but every article I read said that children and adults would beat them up if they ever got their hands on them. I kind of like them. I feel like they deserve better, but definitely bizarre, objectively. The Twins' old mascot used to be a juggling loon named Twinkie, so that comes in at number 5. The Twins actually refuse to acknowledge his existence in their team history. Like, they just don't mention him. He looks a little strange for sure, and apparently he was an absolute menace, but it's a bird. Like, 5 feels correct here. And number 4 is Lefty and Righty, topical and hilariously perfect. Why did the Red Sox get rid of him? They have like a little bit of an off-putting, creepy vibe to him, but whatever, man, it's Lefty and Righty. Bring him back. At number 3 is Spacey the Space Needle, the old Mariners mascot, which is honestly great, but he only lasted 2 weeks. But the lore here is that the Mariners actually held open tryouts in 1979 during a game. And Spacey won, but the other contestants were abominations to the human eye. We almost had the Mariners fish, we could have had the Mariners trolls, or the Mariners bug, which I probably would have voted for because this is art. At number 2 is Crazy Crab, the San Francisco Giants' old mascot. He was actually an anti-mascot designed to be disliked, so whenever he showed up at the stadium, the PA announcer would be like, oh, it's Crazy Crab, no, boo. And all the fans would be like, what the hell, no, boo, boo. And one time he attacked Stomper, the Athletics mascot, and it was just a real gruesome scene, and I think that's when the Giants were like, we gotta get rid of him. But lastly, the most ridiculous attempt at a mascot I've ever seen is still Dandy, the Yankees mascot, that I really, really, really want them to bring back.